Hey guys, and welcome back to Chai Talks. I have been wanting to say that for the longest time, but I guess I just wasn't able to find the right way to create this little corner on the internet of mine because I decided that showing my face on social media wasn't something for me. I realized that my mental health really plummets every time I have to show my face on social media. There is a sort of mania that it causes, and I truly believe that human beings aren't perhaps meant to be seen by so many people. And to be honest, while you're making content, you see your face most of the time. Like, forget about other people looking at you. You're the one who is editing that video, you're the one who's constantly viewing yourself. And I think I personally feel that that is not something that is natural to us as animals. We're not wired to constantly keep seeing ourselves as an object. We are living in this body and we're viewing other things as objects. So suddenly, because of course social media and the internet and of course technology, that changed. But I feel like personally there is something inherent inside of me that hasn't changed as of yet. All the technological advancements aside, I think this body still feels very much connected to its natural self. So, viewing myself as an object constantly while I upload these videos was something that was causing me anxiety. It was causing body dysmorphia. It was almost dreadful to think of creating anything or think of talking about anything because I always had to have that ring light on my face and talk to a camera, see myself constantly in different kind of lighting. And also, whether we like it or not, when you show your face, you are essentially trying to build an image, and that is something that I couldn't escape. There was something about um, building an online identity, being this influencer, which I tried again, to be honest. Recently I tried uploading two videos with my face on, and even though I enjoy makeup and I enjoy reviewing, talking to people, I love all of that, but I guess the format of showing your face just doesn't work for me. So that is all about me going faceless. And I hope this podcast, I wouldn't even want to call it a podcast because this is just a cozy space of mine that I have where I just sit and talk. It doesn't have to have a purpose. I am not a guru sitting here trying to preach anything. I am not some sort of saint, some sort of great philosopher. I don't have a philosophy. This is just a safe space where we just kind of communicate. Of course, it's one sided. I mean, maybe in future, if I reply to your comments and if I interact with some of the things that you have to say, maybe it could be like a communicative experience. But essentially, it's just me. It's just me right here, sitting here talking to you, just like the old days, but without a camera in my face. I hope that explains this new format. Also, drink of the day. I am having a Lipton green tea, and this one is in raspberry flavor, which is very interesting, but it's actually very comforting as like an evening sort of. You don't want too many calories, you don't want to have a milky chai, you can have something like this. The reason why I'm having green tea today, well, to be honest, if we think about me starting chai talks, I should have started with a chai, with a kadak chai. But I was like, I cannot have that much caffeine in me. I don't want to have like a full on milky chai. I want something a little bit lighter, and that's why I decided to go with a green tea. So that's what we're gonna be having, and this one tastes so fruity. I actually can taste the raspberry really well in this. Mm, wow. Kids are yelling upstairs, but you know what? I really don't mind you hearing kids yelling because, like earlier in my videos, I used to be very kind of concerned, like whether it's noisy, whether you can hear like outside noises or not. But I feel like now I just think this is what it is. This is the real world. There are human beings. I don't want to create like a bubble that I live in, which is unrealistic. So, yeah, we're keeping it pretty authentic this time. Also, let me give you a quick life update while we're at it. I am now married. I am 24 years old and I am homemaking. That is what I'm doing currently. It's so funny because I remember I had a Chai Talks episode um, where I talked about how being a homemaker is my dream. I love seeing other people's dreams get fulfilled. And so when I see my own dream coming to life, this is like a full moment right here. I think this is a place where I feel so grateful. And I feel grateful to God, to be honest, because I have actually become quite spiritual in the past 4 years. A lot has changed. And of course, I cannot squeeze everything into this one video. We're going to keep talking about it as the episodes keep coming. But for this video, I would like to say that I have changed a lot, a lot. I don't I don't even think that old me can relate to this new me, but I also feel that the old me had the foundation that were needed for this new me to arrive. So I have become really spiritual, and I feel like I would say it is only God and God alone that could have brought me to this reality, to this dream of mine that has truly manifested in real time. So that's where I am at right now. Very grateful, very happy, much better in terms of my mental health. I also love the fact that since I've left social media, the conversation around mental health has really kind of grown deeper. A lot of people, a lot of celebrities, a lot of social media influencers. Basically, what I want to say is all of these people now are admitting to their struggles, admitting to like the reality of everything. I think rather than looking at mental health struggles as like a sickness or a disease or something to be ashamed about, we have really come forward in today's day and age to own it. And so that has been quite a healthy change that has occurred in the whole realm of the internet. Ever since my last Chai Talks episode, I would like to report back on my mental health and say, thankfully, it has gotten a lot better. We're still working, we're still dealing with some issues, some inherent issues. And I think mental health is not something that is a linear kind of path. Some days it's going to be great, other days you might struggle with it more, and that is the nature of life. What brought me peace personally is to realize that mental health is not a permanent thing. It's never going to be like one day I'm going to achieve my mental health goals and kind of remain healthy forever. Life is filled with struggles. There's so much happening. Life happens, things go wrong. But that is the nature of mental health and your journey with your own mental health. It is never going to be perfect. You always have to keep up with it. I would even say this applies to physical health. There will be certain days where you will be at your best, and then there will be other days where you might have to fight a disease or push yourself a little, or perhaps even let yourself be, and that is okay. You don't have to keep hustling. This isn't like a sort of project. Your mind, your mental health is not a project to be worked on, to be perfected, to be like, it's that's not what it is. It is like a little baby. I would like to say, treat your mind as you would treat a baby. Would you be brutal with it if a baby were crying? Would you be disgusted with a baby if it were throwing tantrums? No. You would be empathetic, you would try to soothe the baby, you would work on whatever possible solutions that you find in order to ease the pain of the baby. And that's what you want to do with your mind. Your mind is your own baby, your mental health is your own baby, and you got to keep working on it. It's never going to end, it's never going to stop, but you got to keep sticking with that self love, that self realization, that self pampering, whatever it is that you have to do, you don't have to feel apologetic that it is something that you keep dealing with. Life is essentially a struggle. I would just like to say that for all the people who are listening, perhaps if you're struggling with your mental health, I would just say kudos to you because it's not easy. Everyone has their own set of struggles, and we don't have to add another baggage to this and say, let's be ashamed of this. Let's judge ourselves for fighting. That's not what we're going to do. What we're going to do is accept who we are, where we are in life. You want to leave everything else that doesn't matter aside. Personal example that I would like to give is I have been struggling with my mental health about a certain topic for a couple of days. And if I were to think about the situation from my toxic side of the brain, I would start judging myself, start blaming myself, and belittle myself about the fact that I am ungrateful. And, now that I'm in this situation, now that I have the love of my life with me, I should be happy. I mean, that's the expectation that I would kind of have with myself. But what I actually do, which is the healthier way to deal with the situation, is to say that life is never going to be absolutely perfect. Like, it's okay if you are perhaps financially at the best state that you have ever been in your life. But it's okay if you're struggling perhaps in your relationships or vice versa. Or there's some other area or some other insecurity that you're still dealing with. That is fine. The first step to dealing with any issue is to validate it, is to sit with it and say it's okay. And I think that's where healing truly begins. If you fight it, it's gonna stay, it's gonna bite you. I also think we have to blame social media for this sense of perfectionism that has gotten into us. Everyone wants to be a Pilates girl. Everyone wants to have the perfect body and the perfect financial condition and all the good things in life, the perfect relationship. But we all know somewhere in our gut instincts that none of this is real. Everyone's struggling. Find one person who is happy with exactly where they are. And the only person that's probably truly happy with exactly where they are has nothing to do with perfectionism. That is Gautam Buddha or any sort of enlightened saint. Those people have nothing to do with judgment, the self, hatred, self loathing. That doesn't exist. And that's what we gotta learn from these people. So you gotta keep acceptance at the core of your mental health journey because That is where I've seen so many of my problems unlock. Whenever I feel stuck, whenever I feel like there isn't a solution to this, what I do is I just accept it. And there have been countless times where just that state of acceptance has unlocked something within me. And even if I don't exactly feel blissed out or elated that very second, there is a sense of peace in loving yourself and standing with whatever exists in this moment. So, love yourself, appreciate yourself, accept whatever is coming your way because that's all you can do. There's nothing else. You can't really fight it, you can't really argue with it, you can't hate yourself because you are all you have in this existence. So you've got to learn how to love yourself in every single way yourself manifests in this reality. Your emotions are all different versions of you that are constantly shifting, but at the core is your soul, and that soul is pure and that soul is immortal. So honor yourself for the love of God. And that's where I want to leave you guys. I know it sounds very preachy, but that's who I am now. I am a preachy, kind of spiritually connected person, and I ain't gonna apologize for being that. I love myself, and I hope you love yourself too. Thank you guys for watching. That was the end of today's Chai Talks. I hope you enjoyed. Oh my god, I missed talking like this. And I love the fact that I have found like a little corner on the internet where I can talk like this. So, lots of love, take care, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.